Hey everybody, Shelka04 here. This is my third and I hope final installment on my videos associated with recent gunfire that's been taking place on or near our property. I'm doing this in part to document what has happened, but also to solicit ideas of the people out there to see what they would have done differently. Because, as I said in my first video, it's easy enough to talk about what you would do in the event of somebody shooting at you, or under what situation you would shoot back at somebody. But when it starts to happen, even over the course of an hour and a half like this event took place, mistakes get made fast and can build up upon one another. Anyway, today is Thursday. What I'm about to describe to you happened here Tuesday night at 9:30 at night. Now, to give you a frame of reference, there is our gate. It's the only means of entry or exit onto this property. Well, other than that gate, but that one's chained up permanently. Anyway, so basically what would happen would be, if you're going to come onto this property, you would come straight down that easement, through the gate, and then we go down the hill, and you can see the RV down there. That's sort of our part of the land. We co-own this with another individual, so we've got 5, he's got 3. We figure that down there is our 5. Anyway, that's not relevant. So, from down there, though, you can imagine that if somebody has come onto the easement from the highway and is parking facing the gate, if it's at night, all of this, bushes, Joe's equipment up here, all of this, depending upon whether they've got their high beams or their low beams, is really well illuminated. It's a big glowing hedge. It's, especially if it's pitch black out, like it was the other night. So lo and behold, I hear something, and we're watching TV. I hear something and look out the back window, and it looks like there's somebody parked right there with their high beams on, facing where I am right now, basically. So they've illuminated this whole area. We actually have that happen periodically because people like to come out and look at the stars or make out, or this is on land next door, so they go hiking in that, and it's just a big cluster. Anyway. However, 2 nights ago, as I said, we got a vehicle, we got the high beams on, we got them stopped, but from inside the RV, it sounds like there's shooting taking place. And it's not much shooting. And it's not, well, in hindsight, and in talking, I'm going to get out of it. In talking with that buddy guy over there about what's been getting shot around on this property, he's been shooting a 22. So in hindsight, 2 nights ago, it sounds like that 22 is shooting from the trailer down there in this direction towards the vehicle that's parked here. And then we hear maybe some yelling. And then when I say shooting, maybe 5 shots over the course of like a minute and a half or 2. Just sort of like a pot shot here or there. We hear some yelling. And then, I gotta think. And then I think the lights went out. It doesn't really matter what order this happened in. Either the lights went out in the car, and then, or what I'm about to tell you happened, and then the lights went out. But there was a point where it sounded like at least 1, if not 2, 9mm 15-round magazines were emptied as quickly as the individuals shooting those weapons could have fired them. So much louder, gunfire sounds coming from right here in a bam 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 bam. Then the lights go out. Let's go with that scenario as opposed to, whatever. The lights go out on the vehicle. They slowly turn around and auger their way back out to the highway, at which time they turn on their high beams and haul ass down the highway as fast as they could drive off. And that's all I know. We didn't call the cops because the cops took 40 minutes to get here the other night, and I don't think they would have helped the other night, or 2 days ago. I did talk to the old guy, though, yesterday in that house, and the scenario that I described to you, he believes is plausible. So the scenario is 8 days ago, the gang came to steal copper from the restaurant equipment. Buddy shoots at them, tells them, don't come back here again or there'll be trouble. The gang says, don't tell us what to do or we'll kill you. 6 days pass. The gang comes there. Buddy shoots a couple of warning shots from the house. They yell back and forth at one another. The gang people in the vehicle up here shoot back a lot at the trailer and then speed off. So that's what we think happened. That's what the old guy in the house up there sort of concurs with. So there you have it. Now the bummer is, as I said before, we don't own anything that is worth getting killed over. And so when stuff like this goes down, we would like to leave. The problem is that if you're going to leave in the RV, not only does it take a few minutes to pack up, although I guess that's an excuse, we could just drive right then and pull the cord out of the wall and what have you. The problem is going to be somebody's got to unlock that gate. We've got to drive up with our headlights on. So we've blown our cover and all that, and then you just basically have to go. Now, if somebody were to stop us in the middle of the road, that would be a problem. The ideal situation would be to sort of sneak off the property, but as you can see, that's undeveloped BLM land, and it's to our east, it's to the south, and it's to the west, way over there. And the reason that's a problem is because that land, being undeveloped, is full of all kinds of things that you do not want to encounter in the dark. Holes, cactus, rocks, sharp rocks, old mining equipment, sharp, rusty things. It's like, unless you're going to shine a flashlight, you do not want to go through that land in the dark. And so, on a side note, what I've thought about doing is getting maybe a night vision monocular or something like that, so that at least one of us could lead the way with the night vision equipment, and the other person could basically be holding onto their belt loop, and we could get off of the property safely, or at least retreat to a safer area on the property. Sort of the bogus thing is being sort of captive in the RV, which is also a point of attention. Anyway, that's all I've got. If you've got any thoughts or ideas on how you would handle this situation, I really welcome them, because we're not in an SHTF situation, and so people shooting at you is a little different than you being able to shoot back at them. And there you have it. Okay, Shelko 4 out. Thanks. Bye.